Hey everybody, Jake Klein, Photog Travels. This next video is on a couple that I noticed their RV going by me in one of the resorts, and had a name on the back, and that kind of caught my attention. So I went for a walk, and shortly after they got set up, and introduced myself and asked about what the logo on the back of the RV and these little hearts I saw all over it were all about. Their story was so moving that I asked if I could come back the next day with a camera and a tripod and record their story. And so here it is. So go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Right.
Okay.
Well, we're Dave and Laura Deal, and we're from Wisconsin, actually, the southern part of Wisconsin. We have 5 children and 6 grandchildren, actually, but the reason we're here and that we now live in a motorhome is because 7 years ago our oldest daughter passed away. When she was 3 years old, she had cancer, was diagnosed with cancer. She went through 9 months of chemotherapy and had her leg amputated at 3 years old. And several years later we found out that one of the drugs caused heart damage. And so when she got married and had her first child, it escalated the heart issues, and then for about the next 10 years was really very difficult because there were so many heart issues, and she ended up with a VAD, a heart pump that ran her heart, and through just a lot of different physical issues, they were trying to get her to a heart transplant, and the VAD, the heart pump, had to be taken out because of this weird, bizarre thing. And anyway, on October 12, 2011, her heart did give out, and she left this earth, and our belief, we have a belief in the Lord, and so we believe that she is dancing with Jesus on 2 legs and no more heart issues, and she's there waiting for us. But knowing that, it didn't stop the darkness that just took over my life. The grief of losing a child was more than anything I had ever experienced. That kind of suffocating darkness that just sucked me under and took over my life. I just didn't even know that kind of darkness existed. And I didn't know anyone who'd lost a child. I tried to find books or connect with like Facebook pages, things like that, but it was so dark and hopeless. And I personally refused to believe that my life was going to stay in that place of darkness, because even though I didn't know how to live, I didn't want to live even after Becca died. Even though I had 4 other children, grandchildren, a wonderful husband who loved me deeply, I didn't want to live. And I didn't have a grid for this grief. I didn't know anyone, and so I held on to God with everything I had, because I knew God lives in me, and so that means the seed of hope lives in me, and so I just held on to Him in that darkness and allowed Him to pull me out. And as He was pulling me out of this darkness, people started coming to me and who had lost a child and asking me, how do I do this? And it's like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out myself. Let's just walk together. And out of that was birthed a ministry, GPS Hope, Grieving Parents Sharing Hope. And so it was just kind of a natural thing that happened, not anything we planned on, but things just started growing, more things started happening. I became an author, which I wasn't expecting. And the main book that I'm known for is this book, When Tragedy Strikes, Rebuilding Your Life with Hope and Healing After the Death of Your Child. And I've written a total of 7 books now that has come out of this. And while, yes, good things can come out of tragedies, I would take my daughter back in a heartbeat, hands down, no question. But obviously, that can't happen. And it's something you never get over. It's interesting because my daughter, having the amputation, we actually travel with her little leg when we speak and go places. And it's like having an amputation.
It was the first
her
prosthetic
first
leg
prosthetic
she ever
leg when
had
she was
at 3 years old. So
Mm-hmm.
little thing.
Yeah, we travel with that. And we talk about when your child dies, it's like having an amputation. A part of your very being has been cut off of you, and you have to figure out how to live with that piece of you missing.
And it will always be missing.
It
It's
will
going to
always
change
be
you forever.
missing. It changes you forever, but you can live again, and you can live a fulfilled life again. It's not going to be the same because you're not the same. You're never the same. But it doesn't mean that your life is over. But it's very, very hard for parents to see that. I had just yesterday 2 parents tell me, well, that may be for you, but I don't see it ever happening for me. And I'm able to say I felt the exact same way. I told God to just take me. I wasn't suicidal, but it was like,
Didn't
God,
wanna
I'm
be
so
here
done
anymore.
here. I don't want to be here anymore. And so it just, that darkness, we just really want to be hope in that place of hopelessness for other parents who've lost a child, and to just be just a little spark of light in their darkness, and to even be that hope for them when they don't have that hope. It's like, well, we'll walk with you and we'll be that hope for you. Just lean on us until you can get your own hope and begin to see light through this. And
So how did the ministry at this point become to where you decided we need to buy an RV and set out full time and start helping others in a mobile way?
It started with, one of our visions was to have a GPS Hope conference for bereaved parents. There are a lot of conferences that go on for bereaved parents over the nation, but they can be costly. They can be, I don't know, sometimes.
I mean, you have to go to them.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you have to travel there, so you could possibly have airfare, hotel bills, a lot of expense in that. And when you're a bereaved parent, especially early on, they consider anything 5 years and younger traumatic.
fresh
fresh
grief. Anything
grief.
under 5
Under
years
5
is considered fresh
when
grief.
you lose a child.
Yep, and it's
And,
considered traumatic grief.
And so you don't know from 1 minute to the next how you're going to be feeling. So you could have spent a lot of money and planned to go to this conference, and then the time comes to go, you just don't feel like it. And so one of the things we wanted to do with these one-day conferences, that we would take the conference to them instead of them having to travel. So we were looking at,
Well, the other thing is I've been doing a lot more speaking. I do speak
Yes.
at a lot of these conferences and things, and so we were starting to do a lot more traveling.
and getting more invitations for that sort of thing.
So obviously, life on the road, as those who follow me and hopefully are enjoying the story and are touched by it, requires money. And when I met these fine folks, they mentioned to me, and I noticed these little hearts that they had with people's names on them on the RV themselves, and some of them are from people who are going through what they've gone through or something similar, and have asked for their help and gotten their help and have asked, can they help in sponsoring, and they give them a little heart and their name goes on the side of the RV. And if you're touched by this and you're hopefully not having to go through anything like this in your life, but you'd like to help, they do have smaller hearts that you can purchase, and I will put a link to all of this, obviously, at the in the information of the video. But these are what the hearts look like.
Yeah, what we do is we offer, we don't ask for money. When speaking engagements, it's all free. We want everything we have to be able to be given to people. But obviously it costs. A motorhome, just gas alone can be pretty expensive. So, being a 501c3 nonprofit ministry, we get donations from supporters, those that just support us and appreciate what we do, and not even necessarily bereaved parents, but other people that want to be able to be a part of reaching out and helping bereaved parents. So one way, besides just monthly donations or whatever, we came up with the idea of having these decals on our motorhome, little hearts in loving memory, that we put the name of their loved one and the city.
I'll
and
flash
state.
a picture of these in the video as well.
Yeah,
So
they put the name of their loved one, the city and state that they're from, and if they're a bereaved parent, we give them a bigger one.
A 6-inch chart.
Just obviously because our
That's
ministry is to them.
Yeah.
But we wanted to open it up for anybody that has a deep loss of any kind, that's to be able to remember their loved one and bring them along with us.
Yeah, they get to
And,
travel with us.
Yeah,
And the books that
and
you've
several
written,
different colors.
and the books that you've written can all be purchased.
They're all on the website. We do have a store on the website.
Okay,
So-
and what is the
And also
website
on
address?
Amazon.
Nice and slow.
Well, they're also on Amazon, but our own, obviously,
Our website.
our website is gpshope.org.
Okay.
And if you click on the store link up there, there's a special spot for heart decal.
You'll see the heart decal or the
Okay,
books.
as
or
well as
whatever.
a link to the Amazon
Yes.
Yeah.
to where you can
Yeah,
purchase a
you
book.
can purchase from us directly, or they can go to Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Sometimes
thank-
Amazon's easier for people. Sometimes they come directly
If you order
to
them from us, I'll sign them.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you for sharing, and I'm glad I met you two.
Oh, thank you,
Glad we
Jake.
met you,
yes.
too.
yes.
So there'll be a link below in the description, and once again, this is Jake Klein with Photog Travels. Thank you. Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that video. Many more to come. There is going to be a link in the description below. So please go check out their website, give what you can, share this video, and God bless. We'll see you on the road.